what's going on, everyone? Hey, how's it going?
Back again.
We are back again with our fifth podcast.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. Yes.
How interesting.
We have a special guest today, Copacetic.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, that's me. Hi. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we're going to go right into it and talk a little bit about Copacetic. So tell us a little bit about you.
I'm Copacetic.
Hi.
It's really, I mean, there's not a lot about me yet. What do you want me to talk about?
Yeah. So you were talking to me kind of briefly about your wanting to start a podcast.
Yeah. So we got a little bit of a project going on between me and a few others, including there's someone, I think she's my wife or something.
Yeah.
We're kind of doing that, we're kind of getting to that true crime trend type podcast, but we're kind of looking to extend out to, kind of all platforms, gaming, paranormal, weird stuff, the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that really keeps you awake at night.
That's good.
So it's going, it's a slow process, few drafts, few things, but it'll hopefully get me at least 5 views and then I'll feel fulfilled in life.
What if it gets you 6?
Well, I don't know if I'm ready for that type of fame. I think that I'm really just prepped for 5 right now.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is fair.
I feel you.
That is fair.
Yeah.
So I think when we talked, you were kind of more into the true crime.
Yeah, definitely.
So what kind of made you start the true crime?
Well, there's a couple podcasts that I listen to just on the daily stuff. And a lot of the stuff I kind of get pulled towards is a lot of that, gritty, dark, mysterious, what happened to me type stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. You run into, a lot of the really messed up aspects of mankind. And dude, that's just the stuff that rustles my jimmies, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. So are you going to go by Copacetic on all of these? Or
the name we have right now is called The Dark Kettle.
That's nice.
Yeah. The little tagline is like, what's brewing?
What's brewing? That's good.
Like,
that's good.
Is it like a wordplay on the Black Cauldron?
Yes, a little bit. It in a sense, like we tossed around a few names, like the Four Horsemen, and it just felt really generic and probably already taken. But so the Dark Kettle was kind of a spitball idea we just threw out and stuck for now. And
I think it sounds great.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I think it sounds great. It'll be interesting. Well, let us know because I'd love to hear it. So.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. We'll definitely once we get all the kinks out, we'll shout it out to all of you.
That's great. Yeah. So make sure you look out for the Dark Kettle.
The Dark Kettle.
Dark Kettle. That's going to be interesting. And
meme pending. You never know.
Meme pending. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So and we'll let you know as well when he comes out because we'd love to hear it and love all of you to hear it as well. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, let's get into our podcast. So we got quite a bit of good topics, interesting topics. That
we've got the best topics. Everyone always says we have the best topics.
The best topics.
I have an expert in topics, and he says my topics are completely the best.
No one's ever had better topics.
So, no better topics ever in existence.
And the other topics pay for them. So
that's true. That's true. So before we get into the topics, I wanted to recap on last week's Who's That?
Oh yeah.
Who's that? Okay, so I feel like a lot of people got this. It was pretty easy. I had to go and make this a little bit easier than the last couple that we did, except for Aladdin. That was pretty easy.
I actually did not get that one.
Copa thinks it's a Bionicle.
Actually, I want to change. Can I change my answer?
You can change.
I think it's the entire discography of Green Day.
Oh yes, Green Day.
Impersonate the body. So
yeah. I'm surprised you got that because that was what we were going for.
That was our guess.
Right
our guess. So it is actually a Bionicle. No, I'm just kidding. So it is.
It's Kratos.
God of War and character is Kratos. Yeah.
Yep.
So not a Bionicle, but pretty close.
Still sticking with the Green Day thing. I think you're just pulling the wool over my eyes.
Yeah. Pulling the wool, pretty much. So we'll just go right in. We'll go right into the first topic. Yep. Thanks everyone for playing. We will have another Who's That at the end of the episode as well. So check in with that. Our first topic is PewDiePie Recap. So earlier on, we had kind of a PewDiePie versus T-Series topic, and we went over what exactly is going on. And now we're kind of doing a recap, see how close he is, everything like that. So Metabitly, how close is he?
It's 20,000 subscribers right now.
Oh my God,
It has been down to T-Series did actually take #1 spot for a very, very short amount of time, which PewDiePie took back immediately, making him the first YouTuber to ever get the top spot 2 times, which I thought was pretty great. This last week, it was down to like 4,000, 3,000. So they thought that was going to be the turning point, but now it's back up to 20,000 in PewDiePie's favor. So it's just this really weird, interesting race. Still, it's anybody's race. It's anybody's race.
Oh, good. Well, there you go. So, and I feel like a lot more people are going, and I heard one thing that there was actually a protest.
Like in the streets?
In the streets, yeah.
Holy moly.
There was actually a big protest. I can't remember where it was at, but they actually had people not rioting, but people going out and saying, you know, subscribe to PewDiePie. And
I don't mean to like hijack your guys' stuff, but did you guys see that thing? I don't know if it was I think it was on Reddit or something the other day, where they're, you know, I know it's kids. I mean, I know it's kids.
Yeah.
It's just kind of his biggest demographic, but they're tagging like World War II memorials saying like, subscribe to Pewds. Did you guys see that?
I didn't. No.
And that's crazy. I mean, I don't care who you are. I mean, that needs to be shut down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on, you know, but.
Well, and throughout this process, PewDiePie has been enjoying the meme-itude of the subscribe to PewDiePie movement, but he said keep it respectful. Like, he doesn't want people going out and doing stupid stuff in his name. So
of course,
yeah, shut that down.
Don't do that, man. Like
right away. You know, I mean, there comes a time when you can do that, and there's a time when you can't. I mean, completely honest. So
this is not that time.
Yeah, no,
not the time. No, not at all.
I mean, I'm all for protests. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm all for stand up for your love and like that. But like, you know.
That's right.
There's a time and a place.
Right. Stuff, yeah. And, you know, we have freedom of speech, but a lot of other places don't, you know, and it's nothing against like the government, things like that, but there's a time for it and there's a time with not, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I wish good luck to PewDiePie. I'm subscribed to PewDiePie.
Yeah, me too.
I am too.
I have been for a very long time.
So, I just, Metabitly is the first person to actually show me PewDiePie. So it was kind of a thing where we stuck with it. Tay is very addicted to PewDiePie. Watches every single one of his videos every day.
PewDiePie is the reason I found
a lot of videos.
Like Markiplier and stuff. Those guys too, just because they're all they have that kind of concept of creation. But yeah, I mean, I like him or hate him. He's one of the biggest content creators YouTube's ever had.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to give the guy credit,
if not the biggest.
Yeah,
I
arguably.
mean, a single person, like individual or small group, like he's got to be at least. He's probably the biggest.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, and he is. I would argue
he puts out like a video a day or 2 a day.
Well, so and he has
to be the most prolific.
Oh yeah, and he has 2 editors that actually do all of his edits for him. I
mean, when you're that
makes
big,
it a lot easier.
When you're that rich and you're that popular, you know, you have to.
Well, it's kind of like that. You and I were talking before the podcast, like how PewDiePie got as big as he did, which is that, you know, that kind of he spread. He's streaming. I think he's in Sweden. Wasn't he Sweden?
He lived in
UK. I think
he lived
originally.
in Sweden, but now he started in Sweden. Then he moved to the UK.
Okay.
When he met Marcia.
It's like I was telling you with the algorithm for YouTube back. God, it was years ago. He definitely like, you know, he tried. I think he was something like I don't know if I was reading this in an article or something, but he traveled from Sweden to like LA and like posted a couple videos in LA, and then when he traveled back, the LA algorithm was spreading his videos that way, and with Sweden's and he just grew to the amazing
Makes
numbers.
sense.
And I did see that video as well, and that's why a lot of YouTubers in the US are not crazy big. Is because they mess with the settings where it's a lot harder, and it's a lot harder to get on the recommended when you can't branch out to the other worldwide, you know,
audience.
Yeah.
And bouncing off your point too. I mean, one of the biggest things with YouTube now is it's flooded. It's huge. I mean,
it is
when
flooded.
Pewds and everybody started, it was not nearly as big as it is now. And now, I mean, being a content creator is hard. It's hard.
It really is. It really is. You know, I think
it's harder the more popular it is.
Harder than construction.
Harder than construction.
Hardest job on the planet.
You're right. Content. It's true. But you know, I mean, ultimately, we'd love, you know, all of us here. You know, that's why we're doing this. You know, try to create good content, and I think that's why you want to start. I mean, not necessarily with YouTube, but I think that's why you want to start your podcast and things like that, because you want to get out, good content.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, we're only going to release on tape decks. Podcast.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Betamax.
Yeah,
Betamax.
Maybe a laser disc or two.
Oh, that's good. So if you don't have that, I'll make sure you pick that up so you can hear.
You need to purchase this for my content, or you just can't watch it.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah. It's
Really?
password protected too.
Yep,
So
I understand that.
Password. Yeah.
Right.
Cornering my market.
Yeah. So ultimately, we got to move on. But yeah, I think for one, being a content creator is hard. With the stuff that you have to get, the content you have to do, and plus in the overhead, and getting your stuff out there, So anything to add, Metabitly?
No, nothing to add. I think we should move on. We just keep our eye out on this little PewDiePie versus T series, because eventually I think T series is going to come out ahead, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's been a few months, and it's been suspected for months that he would drop off and T series has come ahead. So
that's true.
We'll see.
Yeah. So
anyway, we should probably move on to name that game.
Name that game. Perfect. So Metabitly
put together by me this week.
Metabitly. Whoa.
All right.
Except for what did I do? Okay. The first clue. This game's maker was sued by Universal Studios for copyright infringement.
I think
Universal Studios lost.
Sorry.
Say that one more time. I can edit that.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're getting double feedback on that.
Yeah, we're getting double feedback. So go ahead.
Oh, again?
Yep. Do it again.
Did you fix it?
Yep.
Well, what the frick? Now, if everyone's ready and willing to pay attention this time,
we are.
This game's maker was sued by Universal Studios for copyright infringement, and Universal Studios lost.
Oh, that's crazy.
I feel like I should know that.
I theorize that this is why, or part of the reason why this company stayed afloat.
Right. So Universal Studios, I feel like it is some type of spin-off of like a movie.
It's got to be Spider-Man, or I don't think Spider-Man's Universal Studios, but like Harry Potter, I know is
Harry Potter. Yeah. Yep. Universal. But I mean, they bought the rights to Harry Potter later on. I mean, I don't know. So I don't.
Well, it was Warner Brothers too, because Warner Brothers was part of that thing.
Yeah, Warner Brothers was too.
Could we get a hint? I don't know how he is.
Well, we got three more clues. Yeah. Yep. So
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, you have two more clues.
Two more clues. So
I'll be prepared. Two more.
Yeah. So after this, we'll go ahead and just move into picks of the week.
Okay.
Before we do the other ones. So we'll start with Copa. All right. So tell us a little bit about your pick.
So you were talking about just kind of finding a pick, and this one's always kind of struck out with me as one of my favorite photos. I mean, that's Mark Zuckerberg at his trial, I think is what it was, right?
Okay, yeah.
And it just blows my mind that in a circuit court, you can't even see the panel. You can't even see the jury, the judge. It's cameras shoved in his face.
Yeah.
And it emblazons what I think, fame has become, which is this: you're no longer a person. You're a photo to be sold. And then the photo of that photo is just mind blowing to me. It's
right. And
also,
I'm out of words.
Honestly.
And that's kind of where this came from, because he looked very weird during this time.
He always looks weird.
Yeah. He always does look weird.
He's looked that way for years. But I mean, and you have billions of dollars. I guess you can look however you want.
That's true. So I just can't imagine. He's one of the most, kind of popular,
prolific
businessmen. Ever. I not ever, but recently of our time. Yeah. And it goes to show that the paparazzi are crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. These aren't even, that's the mind blowing part about it. It's not necessarily just paparazzi. I mean, these are CNN, Fox News reporters, just right in his face.
Right.
15, 20 years ago, it was like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's why he was so weird in the interview and no other reasons.
No, it's not because he did anything wrong.
I know. And it's so funny. Like when you see it on the news, you don't see this part, but then someone else is like, this is a really good shot. I'm going to take it and then put it on
Google.
Like
I told you last night, I call it accidental renaissance.
Accidental
photos that just look like they could have been paintings from like the 1800s, obviously without the tech.
It could have. Yeah.
Like one man with 1,000 around him.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
I like it.
So we'll go ahead and move on to Metabitly.
Okay, so This one I did because of the recent incident. So this is a black Jaguar. And apparently there's this lady, not this specific one, this is just a random stock image, but there was a lady who was at a zoo, crossed over the border, like one of the protected barriers, and tried to take a selfie with the black Jaguar, and he mauled her.
Shocking.
I mean, really.
I know.
Apex predator.
I just thought I'd do a picture with the story, but I thought it was so funny that she's like, I got mauled, and yeah, no kidding, you didn't listen to the safety rules. Good job.
Right. Well, and you hear that too. It's like people crossing over. I mean, that's how Harambe. Yeah, that's what happened with Harambe. You know, I mean, it was a little kid, I think.
Yeah, it was a little bit different situation. I mean, this is a grown woman.
Yeah,
this is with a cat someone who should have known better.
Like,
yeah, you know,
buy a cat from your local shelter, take it home, and take photos with that cat.
Right.
It probably won't eat you.
And just say, hey,
exactly.
I'm with a wild Jaguar, and just Photoshop it to make it look big. You know, I don't know.
Hashtag K-Series.
Hashtag feuds. You know, it would be really funny if like she was like a little famous or anything like that. Because what would make you want to do a selfie with a Jaguar?
Likes and views.
I mean,
Yeah.
what wouldn't make you want to do a selfie with a Jaguar?
I can name
Just
3
not
things.
Safe.
3 things right now.
I mean, I guess I could see that, you know, but either way. Well, thank you, Metabitly. That's amazing. It's a great picture. Love the
I know,
picture.
it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's so cute. I'll take it home, put it in my pocket, and take a
photo.
And take selfie. Okay, so we'll move on to mine. So I've been trying to do a lot with like actually going out and doing recording, trying to make content that's, you know, away from my house pretty much. And I love this because it's literally a man trying to take video or a picture of magma, you know, obviously in a volcano, and his tripod and his shoe caught fire. Now I wonder if this is a little photoshopped a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, for one, I don't know if he could just be standing there without a full suit on if it's that hot. I know that people do that, but that hot to actually set the tripod down, instant fire. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, I feel like, I'm assuming this is in some active volcano somewhere.
It has to be, yeah.
But like, or, you know, my mother-in-law's basement. Point being, I really enjoy the photo, but like, I feel like it is that hot. I feel like there probably is some like photo editing stuff, like you kind of mentioned, but I feel like, I mean, you see, you look on any YouTube video of people walking through magma fields and their shoes just melt down.
Yeah, and their shoes just melt off. Yeah, no.
That's why I live here.
Yeah, that's why you live here. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
no, that's a really cool photo. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, nope.
I wouldn't either, or I would take the necessary precautions to actually be fully suited up. Plastic bags.
Shoes,
yeah, I would do the Walmart trash bags.
And rubber bands.
Yeah. It works. It works. It does, you know, so. But yeah, so thank you everyone for your picks of the week. It was a great one. So we're not going to do memes of the week because we have so many different topics, and we wanted to actually, you know, do a special guest spotlight with Copa. So what we'll do is we'll just move back on to our topics. So our next topic will be the Momo hoax. So Metabitly, take it away, because you're the one that suggested this one.
Well, I suggested this one because in case, let's start at the beginning. If you don't know, the Momo challenge was going around Facebook and social media. Yeah, and it was saying that Momo will appear on your children's YouTube suggested and tell them to cut themselves and hurt themselves and wait until their parents are asleep and do weird stuff.
Right.
And it was a thing that just sped through Facebook like wildfire. Everyone's like, hey, stay away from this thing. This is so bad. But it apparently no one checked to see if it was real, because it wasn't.
Right. Well, and doing a little bit of research with this as well, like there's no known cases of kids hurting themselves.
Well, it's like that's the same concept.
Challenge.
Like
due to this
Halloween
challenge.
Candy stuff. Remember that? Like, the chance of that being real is so small.
Yeah.
Like, it still would be safe just in case. I don't know.
Of course, you know, and so one of the videos that I actually watched was on a guy trying to actually get Momo which is the username, to actually respond to him and try to get him to do things, to do these bad things. And it was on an app called WhatsApp. And we actually downloaded WhatsApp on our recent vacation because a lot of international people use WhatsApp. It is easier, because it goes off of Wi-Fi versus data.
Yeah, and it gives you a local number, so you don't have to worry about internationally,
texting or anything like that. So I thought that was weird because literally I haven't heard of WhatsApp until I went out of the country recently. So I know after that. But I just feel like it's a way to, since it is a hoax and nothing has happened, I feel like it is a way to just either, for one, scare people, causing mass panic to actually get either famous or anything like that. Because apparently the picture was actually of the statue that a person created. And then the picture,
it was like mother bird or something, is just this weird woman's head on like a bird's body. It's
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird picture. And it's creepy as crap.
I mean, it reminds me a lot of that Elsa Gate stuff. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
Yeah, I don't want to take up too much time, but it's like basically videos on YouTube that are aimed at children that shouldn't be aimed at children.
Yeah.
And it's huge. I mean,
I remember that one. That was another instance.
YouTube hasn't fixed it. I mean, it's still a problem.
It's crazy.
So there was a user creating videos as Elsa, but they were just like jacked up. They weren't meant for kids, but they were marketed toward kids, and they were showing up as kids because of the tags and stuff.
Right.
So,
yeah. It's let your kids on public media. You gotta be careful
what you parental controls, So
I think the good thing that came out of this Momo hoax, though, is that one, I mean, I think people should be kind of be responsible for their kids to some extent. Not everything that's going to be on YouTube suggested is perfect for children. So it's good to watch out for. And two, it highlights that people will believe anything that is posted on Facebook.
That's right.
Just review your creators, guys.
Make sure that those are actually legit creators, and things like that. So, well, I'm glad it is a hoax, and it is scary, but at the same time, I'm glad it is.
I didn't sleep all night
false.
after telling about this. So,
yeah,
I'm running on like zero
sleep, and he's still coming, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't even know where I am right now.
He came for you guys, actually.
No, I slept. All right.
Okay,
you won't sleep a little bit. That's fine.
Won't sleep at all. Yep. So there you go. So cool. Well, we'll move on to this second clue of name that game.
All right.
Still bothering you.
Second clue, name that game. Woo! This game was credited as one of the first in the platforming genre of gaming, and was the first to feature jumping.
Oh.
I feel like I know.
Feature jumping.
I'm terrified.
You can make a guess.
Yeah, you can make a guess. You want to wait for the third clue?
I mean, if we're talking about the first platform games, we're looking back in like early 90s.
Early 90s. Yeah.
You said console, right?
I don't know.
I swear he said console.
Huh.
The clue again was this game was created as one of the first in the platforming genre of gaming, and as the first to feature jumping.
That's crazy.
I bet it's Call of Duty.
It's actually Call of Duty. Yeah.
You got it. It's Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah. Warframe Redemption 4.
That's good. Yeah. So I don't know though. That's hard.
I'm gonna think on that.
Yep. Third clue. We'll have to get into that. So perfect. So we'll move on to our next topic. You think? Let's do that.
I guess so.
Let's do it. Let's move on.
Okay. Our last topic: game monetization. So monetization. So pretty much what it sums up is that game developers are making games based on solemnly for getting money versus good content or things like that, So I think Copa had a really good point about FIFA.
Yeah, I mean, FIFA's one of them, definitely. I think it's kind of what started, I want to say EA's spiral for this.
Yeah.
Not that EA's my favorite company to exist.
They're not bad, but
a lot of developers they've bought up are some of my favorite. I mean, BioWare, people like that.
Yeah.
Right.
But you look like FIFA, and it's a cesspool of just purchase this, purchase that, purchase this. I mean, you buy a $60 game, and it used to be you bought a $6 game, you bought a $6 DLC season pass, and you got everything.
Right.
And you had a good time. And then, you look at games like FIFA, and it's like $50 for this card pack. I don't know. I don't play NHL. But.
Well, I remember when actually downloadable content came out that you had to buy. Because I think it all started. Well, not all started, but I remember.
Are you talking about multiplayer?
Okay. Yeah, where you had to buy.
Oh, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's one of the ones that I remember that you had to buy the content in order to get the maps and the guns.
Black Ops 2 was where it started to become norm.
It started to become a problem.
Yeah,
I think in Black Ops 2.
Yeah. I mean, look, what are we in Black Ops 4 now?
Yeah.
And if you look at the game now, they have the season pass and blah blah, and you get nothing for it.
And you get nothing for it. Well, and that's
packs that don't even go into rotation.
Yeah, and that's Halo 3. I remember waiting in line for that, and you literally bought the game, Yeah. And
Halo 3 did also have some optional maps.
It did.
It came out a while later, but
when Call of Duty started doing all that, I remember it because you could buy on Halo 3, you could buy the old Halo 2 and Halo 1 maps. For that.
Well, but I mean, I have an unpopular opinion on the monetization part of this, and it's that I'm all for games having purchasable content. I'm totally fine. I mean, I love it. I mean, some of my favorite DLC of all time, obviously, was DLC. Look at The Witcher. Witcher had tons of free content, and then it had the paid DLC content, which was, I say, worth it for the money I spent.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff nowadays, look at the battle royales. I mean, or Rocket League.
Right.
Love Rocket League.
Love Rocket League.
$10, you get that entire thing, and it goes on forever, and you can play the thing. That's cool. Totally fine with that. When you get into stuff like $50 for 50 supply drops, and you have a chance at this one gun that makes you a little better at the game,
right?
But it's now become like a marketing. It's not even an optional thing. It's almost like you have to do this. You have to purchase something extra.
I don't mind monetization in games so much. Monetization is fine, but there's been the shift lately where it seems like it's not balanced anymore between the content and the monetization. The whole debacle with Battlefront 2. With the loot crates and Battlefront 2, it's you can pay a ton of money to try and maybe get the things you want, or you can play for 90 hours.
Right.
Choose your battles.
And
it's
I'm
not
fine
fun.
With that. I really am. That's cool.
Right.
But I mean, if you make that your marketing strategy, you're killing your game.
I think so too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I think they also with the Steam community marketplace, I think that's where they kind of helped it along as far as, yes, you buy all these downloadable content, or in Rocket League, you buy crates and keys. And in those crates, they're actually, things that are very popular and that you can sell on that marketplace.
Yeah. I'm a fan. What that is. If I can get an item that I don't want, but I know you really want it, and I can sell it to you, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And you do get some of that money back as far as a way of Steam credit, things like that. I mean, you and I were talking on stream that literally there's one set of wheels that are worth $200, $300.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's people out there who buy that. The Octane white painted striker, they're $40,000, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, it's $40,000 on the
CSGO, it's the same way.
The marketplace.
Yeah, Dota 2 is another one.
But
that creates an economy, not just between the players and the game creators, but the players and the players, which makes it more fun.
And I think
it's like Diablo's auction house. Do you guys remember that?
The auction house,
back in the
when
auction
it came
house
out,
days.
It came really bad, but it was awesome.
Yeah. Well, and I think League of Legends helped that with, you had to buy Riot points is what they call it, in order to get these crates. And in these crates, you'd get either a championship or champion skin or anything like that. Now you can actually get those crates and those keys for free by playing the game, but it takes longer.
Which I feel like is a good balance. I mean,
it is a good balance.
You got people like me who, I don't want to spend 400 hours to unlock one thing in a game because I have a full-time job and a pregnant wife. And apparently, if I don't pay attention to those things, I'm not good in society. You know? But you know, I'll drop $30 and, you know, get that skin I really think is cool. And it's fine.
You know, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you at all in the game. It just makes you a little bit more enjoy it because you do look fancy, or
it's just something you like.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing that's important is that the game at a base is fun. Because if it's not fun at a base, if the content sucks, then you're not going to want to put money into it.
Right.
And I think a lot of creators have been looking at how can we make this game monetizable instead of how do we make this game fun and monetize on top of that.
Right.
Like Fallout 76 has gotten a ton of flack.
It has,
a ton of flack for this.
Midnight launch.
Because their monetization didn't really make any sense, and it was like people just didn't like the gameplay, so they weren't making money anyway.
Right.
So
I want to point out, and jumping off the Fallout 76 part especially, it's almost like they took a brand people love and just released something they thought they could make money off of. It didn't feel
that's
it's not
the
a Fallout
thing.
game to me. It's definitely a cool entry. It's got some cool stuff to it. But I mean, the thing that turned me off is I logged in, got in the game finally, and it was like for 1,800 currency, which I'm not a fan of in-game, like 2 forms of currency. I love how they do
understand.
that now. But it was like for 1,800 points, you can get this skin for your character. And I'm like, dude, that's like a third of the game. Like, that's insane.
You know what's really bad is cell phone apps.
Oh God,
cell phone
apps,
games.
Gotcha games. Well, and it's like literally you play the game and then you run out of energy. You know, for instance, you run out of energy and you can't play the game until the next day. And it's like, to me, that strays me away from even playing, because when I play a game, I like to play for hours.
Yeah, I want the content that I paid for.
Yeah, I want the content.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know,
I don't know. I mean, I'll not to like argue against you, but I'm going to.
Okay.
At least those games are free. You know what I mean? Like,
some of them aren't.
Some of them aren't. Sure,
Some
but I mean,
of
your
them aren't.
average one, like my wife plays Disney Emoji Blitz or something. It's like
okay.
You know, remember, like, you guys remember Bejeweled?
Yes.
Same concept, but you get to unlock Disney characters to play with.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And she'll spend a couple bucks here and there, but the game, it's like you ran out of hearts, and she's like, "All right, well, how can I get more hearts?" And it's like $80 for 5 hearts, and I'm like, I can see her sitting there thinking about buying. I'm like, no,
don't do that.
Like in the alternative version, I'll drop $100 on keys in Rocket League, no problem. So I mean, like, you know,
you know, and it's a catch-22.
Right. It is. It absolutely is.
It all boils down to what Metabitly said. If you don't like the game, then you won't do that. You know, and obviously vote with your wallet.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, and I've noticed a lot of mobile games too, kind of. I mean, a lot of them are pay to win because you get a lot of features for content. Like, I like that games monetize in a way that doesn't necessarily give you an advantage. That's nice. Like just skins and cosmetics and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
Some games are pay to win, and then there's some gacha games, especially on mobile, that are so pay to win that if you do not pay, you cannot win. Go forward.
No.
You can't do anything.
And
so that's frustrating for a lot of people.
That's why I think games die.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you look at games that, you know, Fallout 3 was probably one of my favorite open world RPGs I've played, and great game. Paid for the DLC. That's it. I have the DLC. I can play that game anytime I want for the rest of my life. Always. Be able to games like I know Black Ops has it right now with their Battle Pass stuff. Yeah. If you don't pay or you don't play enough to unlock all these items right now, you can never get them again,
and you lose it.
It drives me nuts as a collector. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, part of me is like feeling like I have to drop this $100 on this gun so I can have it, even though I don't even play the damn game.
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts.
I get it.
I know that's a personal thing, but like,
well, and the last thing that I found is I think it's Dead or Alive 6, 7, something. Dead or Alive, whatever the new one is.
Culture, I see.
100, yeah. Dead or Alive 100.
They have they're selling the game for $60, and then they're doing it like an all access season pass, whatever, and it's $93.
That's insane.
That's insane. Crazy.
Well,
what? Why? How can you create a game that's $60 and then have 150% increase for content? Like,
that's nuts.
What does that make sense?
One of my rules as a gamer, especially, is $1 an hour. That's always been my rule.
Yeah.
Whatever game I purchase, if I pay $60, I need to get 60 hours of gameplay out of this game. There's different games, obviously, that you're going to buy. Like, what was that one? You play as the Viking woman who suffers from like schizophrenia or something. It just came out recently. Like
yeah, I have it on my wish list.
It's an
Yeah,
amazing game.
I can't remember.
It's like $25.
Yeah,
it's like a 10-hour game. Totally worth it to me,
right?
Because the game is just that well made.
Right.
I mean, like, you know, if Fortnite was $100 or $60, I wouldn't buy it. I don't even play it now, but
I don't. Yeah, that's the thing, you know. Yeah. And even, I mean, we're avid Rocket League players. Well, kind of starting up again. Absolutely. But it's like, even if that game was $60, I don't know.
I feel like I'd buy it.
You think?
But I guess I'm biased because we've put in. I mean, we looked at our stats the other day. I know, discussing how much time we have.
Yeah, we put in so many hours.
So I've definitely gotten like $1 an hour in that game. 10 times over,
and it's oddly not gotten old.
Well, it's because they release content.
That's true.
They release content that's free to get, and then if you want to spend a little extra, cool.
Right.
Grinding for stuff. Like you have like 400 crates, and I'm like, dude, just give me your crates and I'll open them.
I know.
It's driving me crazy.
I know. So, but yeah, either way, it's ridiculous, and they need to start getting better. Yeah, it feels
well.
great.
And anyone watching, you know, put in some comments about what you think about monetization in gaming. If you think it's too much, if you hate it, if you love it, if you think it's good to support, you know, developers.
Well, even if you
think
don't,
they should just give you everything up front.
Yeah, see, I'm going to tell you right now. I feel like video games just need to be free for everyone always.
I think so too.
Developers shouldn't get paid because art is not something you purchase.
That makes perfect sense.
Well, pay them an exposure. I feel like that's a good thing. Right?
That was really deep.
Pay them
an exposure. That's my favorite thing.
I get
it. Content creators, they're like, you know, like people make thumbnails.
Yeah.
Like, bro, just make me a thumbnail and I'll put it on my channel. You get like 10,000 people to see it. That doesn't pay my rent, dude.
I know.
That doesn't help me. I'm not doing that.
So, all right. Well, we probably should move on. So, what's next? So, I mean, we could probably
we need to do our third clue.
Let's do our third clue.
So you guys can finish this up.
Because we are dying. Okay, go ahead, Metabitly.
All right. The last clue, the final clue, the ultimate clue.
I'm ready.
This game features a carpenter and his pet fighting over a woman.
What?
Oh my God, I feel like I know what this is. I can't. Oh my God.
A carpenter.
So wait, they're the pet and the carpenter fighting for the woman? Like each one wants the woman, or are they fighting to save the woman together?
They are on opposite sides of the battle over this woman.
Wow.
It's not Banjo-Kazooie. No,
I don't know.
It's not.
I have no clue.
It's not the Oregon Trail.
No. I don't know.
I feel like that had a carpenter in it at some point.
I can't. I don't know.
A carpenter.
These are a little bit tricky. These are a little bit tricky clues.
Can we ask questions about it? Trying to figure this out.
Go for it. If you haven't got it by now.
How old is this game?
1981.
Oh my God.
81?
Are you talking about Donkey Kong?
I'm talking about Donkey Kong.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because he wasn't a plumber then. He was a carpenter still.
He wasn't a plumber.
That's crazy.
Oh my God, I can't believe I wouldn't figure that out.
I did not.
The first game to introduce platforming.
That's great.
The first game to introduce jumping. Platforming was sort of, they called it climbing games at the time.
Yeah,
they weren't technically platformers. But it was the first one to have jumping, so that was a big deal.
Yeah, no, I know. My brain's like, what?
Yep, that's crazy. Oh. So, well, good. That's awesome. That's great. So then, kind of wrapping up everything. You know, we'll go into who's that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we'll go into who's that. You know, it's kind of the end of the podcast where we give you a character and you try to guess who it is. You know, go on the social medias and actually you can see it if you didn't listen or anything like that. You'll see it on there. So the who's that?
You can't guess if you know who it is.
You can't guess.
All of our listeners.
Okay.
All two of them.
Okay. So this week's who's that is featuring a game by Shigeru Miyamoto.
Great pronunciation.
Did you really just butcher one of the most famous game developers of all time?
I did.
So Miyamoto's amazing. I mean, okay.
How do you say his name?
You know, you got it almost. It's Shigeru Miyamoto.
Okay,
but
perfect. Yep.
There's gonna be somebody in the chat. It's like actually.
I know. Actually,
that's how I've always learned it. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like the word orichalcum, right?
Right.
Like curriculum. And it's like, no,
So this game, this person was in a different, quite a different games, a lot of different spin-offs. Developers include Nintendo, Atari, Rare, Retro Studios, and a lot more. Still very viable to this day, and I still think they create content.
It was a game that came out just a few years ago.
Yeah, just a few years ago. Featuring a very hairy character and his sidekick.
It's me.
It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's actually Metabitly. Very hairy with his sidekick.
That's a lot of information. I'm liking it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's actually Sonic
the Hedgehog.
The Hedgehog. But like I said, go on all our social medias. It will be on there. We are gonna get a little bit better about putting those on there because we haven't in the past, but we'll do that again.
You just made the new Facebook page too, I think.
Whoopsie. Yeah, and so started on my Facebook page. I'll put it on there as well. Yep, CH3CKRD.
CH3CKRD.
Yep, that's right. So, but yeah, it's an interesting game. It's been around for a long time. And guess it out. Leave it a like in the comments below if you know what it is, and give a shout out on all of that.
To everyone, to all your friends and family.
All your friends and family, tell them about it. That's right. So
thank you very much for being with us today, Copacetic. We appreciated you.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you for all the inputs and everything like that.
I told you I'd talk a lot. I'm here.
You did.
You ever need money to come on your show?
You talked a lot, but it was supreme talking.
Yeah, I appreciate
supreme talking. The best talking.
Superb.
On me, the best talking that's ever been talked.
The best talking that's ever been talked. Yeah. So, but yeah. So, thank you everyone for watching. This is our 5th podcast, and I told you once we hit 5, we are going to start putting it on Spotify and iTunes, things like that. So I got to try to figure that out, but we'll get you there, and we'll let you know when those are available as well. So
it's a lot of stuff,
but we do have quite a bit of content coming out. Metabitly is streaming very regularly now that he's back in the States. Somewhat. Yep. And we're trying to create really good content. Definitely check out Copaesthetics. CH3CKRD, yep.
CH3CKRD Metabolism.
Yep.
I really appreciate you guys having me.
Check out his upcoming podcast. That's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to hearing that.
Yeah, you got me on your stuff every once in a while.
Yep.
I guess I'll start watching Metabolism.
Yep, Metabolism. Yeah, there you go.
If you see me in your chat, you'll know it's me.
It's Metabolism.
I'll definitely ban you immediately.
Immediately. Don't let me fester because I'm
don't let him fester. It's like a plague. It'll just go through and through. So, but yeah, thank you everyone for watching again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Metabitly, CH3CKRD, Copacetic. Thank you everyone.
Thanks,
Check
guys.
us out. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.